All right, shalom, and welcome to another Bible study that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. My name is Esaac ben Israel, and I'm the elder priest of the United Congregation of Israel, and I'm joined here with one of our priests, Priest Mishael. Shalom, my brother.
Shalom, Elder.
All right, so we're going to get into a few questions that we have for tonight. I do want to make sure that you guys go back and listen to the last two Bible studies if you need to get your count or figure out how to count your days for the upcoming holy calendar. We already have that finalized. We did it in the last Bible study, and we'll be sending those out shortly. But if you listen to that, then you know what days you should be getting off. Remember from what it says, you're going to do the day after what is written on the calendar. So if it says one day is March the 20th, and that is designated as the Sabbath, you're going to need the 21st off from work. So make sure you get those days, so you're not just waiting for the calendar to be sent. Go back, listen to that last one. We went through it. So if you need to put in for your days for next year, you will have everything that you need to do that. All right. So our first question is, first, I wanted to say thank you for the wisdom. I felt a bit humble by last week's Bible study on who Yahweh chooses to spare. And all I can do is smile at correction. One of the things that we have to be able to do is to receive correction while correction is still there. A lot of times what we like to keep putting things off, or for whatever reason, our pride or what have you. Understand there will be no negotiating when Yahshua returns. So this is the time to receive our correction and get that right, because to whom much is given, much is expected. We have been given a lot of understanding that our forefathers did not have. So the judgment that is going to be placed on us is going to be heavier than what was placed upon the generation before us, and so on and so on and so on. It's interesting when you deal with something like a car. When you first look at that car, the first year that car is available, they have assessed a value to that car. Now, as soon as that car is purchased, it comes off the lot. It is worth less money when it comes off the lot immediately within that time. And that is the accurate time. If it's a 2024, it is in its best value while it's on that lot. As soon as it comes off that lot, it automatically drops in value. And every day you have it. Every year you have it. Every mile you drive, it goes down in value. Now, after a while, it starts to get so old that it becomes a classic. And now the value of it starts to go back up. Now, strange as it may seem, we have a certain amount of information that we have available to us that other generations didn't have, and even, us ourselves, as we got more experienced, our value starts doing the same. Okay, we may have all of this youth, but we don't have the understanding. And after a while, as we start gaining in our understanding and our walk associated with that understanding, then that value increases. Well, so does what Yahweh holds accountable unto us, because he knows what was presented unto us. So when you have a generation of, let's say, our grandparents, most of those people couldn't read. We're talking they were in the fields at 8 and 9 years old. They didn't have the luxury of going to school. And somehow in our mind, we still hold them accountable for the same amount of judgment that we're going to have. And that's not so. We have books. We have technology that will allow you to play a book. We can turn on the software and it will read the book for you. So what's happening there? We are becoming more and more accountable. These things make it easier for us, but we're also being made accountable because we use the technology for vanity. We use the technology for something else. And we say, I don't know this or I don't know that. Why don't you know anything? Go find the book and press play and sit down. You didn't have to read the book. Let the book read itself. To our forefathers, that's like magic. So they brought a book and the book read itself to them. That's magic to them. So what can we have an excuse for when we go eye to eye with our Creator saying, well, I didn't know? Like in this generation, it's hard to even say, I can't read, because there's something that does that for you. So when Yeshua says, excuse me, greater works than these shall you do, you consider it is the technology that helps us do a greater work. At this point in time, our Adonai would have had to walk or ride a donkey from place to place to get this word out. Technology has it so that we are in 100 homes at one time and then replayed in thousands of homes, and we've not gone anywhere. That being said, this work is going to count less than the work that they did. Even though he said greater works than these shall you do, it won't count a greater amount. Why? Because you didn't have to put in the same amount of effort. So we'll get that a little bit twisted when it says greater works than these. Yeah, you're going to do a bigger work. That don't mean there's going to be a bigger value. Okay? And if you have a hard time understanding that, go to Walmart with $100 and get everything you can get and put it in the Walmart bag. All right? And then go to Whole Foods. And then you take the $100. And then you're not even going to have no bag. You're just going to be able to put it in your pocket with a little $100. That's all you getting out of there. Now, you might have something that's greater value, but you gonna realize, wait a minute, these don't look the same. These don't look the same. $100 didn't do over here what the $100 did over there. So we're dealing with a different level of quality, but a different level of what he's holding us accountable for based on what we have. And that's not even getting into the specific individuals of these people know this or these people have that. Our generation, period, has access to things that our mothers and fathers and definitely our grandparents did not have. Didn't even think that they would be invented or available unto them. So that's one thing that we have to consider when we think about correction. Sometimes that correction may hurt now, and it will be the absolute greatest thing that happened to you, but you won't realize that until later. Now, it says when the Bible speaks about foolish talking, jesting, and idle words, Is there an example of what these words are so we know not to do them? Well, there are no set words that could be said as foolish talking. You know how many things you can say that can be foolish talking? We cannot have a foolish talking word base that if you say this word, it's foolish. Because we can say the same words and they end up foolish because of what we meant by them. I tell people all the time, there's this term where we say, what's up? What's up could mean, hey, how you doing? Or you about to get your head bashed in when somebody said, what's up? Now, the same words. But there's some real ill intent behind the other what's up. So let's understand first, it's not so much as the word, but the intention behind it. That's what we're dealing with. And whether we know it or not, our body displays our intentions. See, you have people that you can tell that their demeanor is nasty before they even open their mouth because they're looking at you. You see, when they look at you like you shout, and they shouter than you, but they're looking at you like you shout. Okay, that demeanor is already showing that they don't have a positive spirit toward you. So let's not focus on the specific words per se. Let's go to 2 Kings chapter 2. Second Kings chapter 2. All right, started at verse 1.
And it came to pass when Yahweh will take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal.
Now, one of the things that you hear all the time, but the president just said something that somebody was up in heaven looking down on them, and this is the things that make people feel good. That whoever they know who have passed away is in heaven looking down on them. Yet when we read this book, and all these people claim to be Christians, and some claim to even be practices of Judaism, which directly talks about these people being resurrected for judgment. So that doesn't fit any part of the gospel, but it makes people feel good, so they keep doing it. All right? So whenever we read these things, people like to separate it from the part of how they want to deal with heaven. All right? Go ahead.
And Elias said unto Elisha, tarry here, I pray you, for Yahweh has sent me to Bethel. And Elisha said unto him, as Yahweh liveth, and as your soul liveth, I will not leave you. So they went down to Bethel. And the sons of the prophets that were at Bethel came forth to Elisha and said unto him, know you that Yahweh will take away your master from your head today? And he said, yea, I know it. Hold you your peace. And Elias said unto him, Elisha, tarry here, I pray you, for Yahweh has sent me to Jericho. And he said, as Yahweh liveth, and as your soul liveth, I will not leave you. So they came to Jericho. And the sons of the prophets that were at Jericho came to Elisha and said unto him, know you that Yahweh will take away your master from your head today? And he answered, yea, I know it. Hold you your peace. And Elias said unto him, tarry, I pray you, here, for Yahweh had sent me to Jordan. And he said, as Yahweh liveth, and as your soul liveth, I will not leave you. And they two went on.
Now, at what point do we get a little agitated, like, wait, hey man, look, this process taking This is just too much. Okay? Look, man, just either go to heaven already. Because look, when we get mad, we say, go to hell. Mm-hmm. Right now, we like, look here, man, go to heaven. Look, hey, man, why you going all these places, man? I thought you said you were going somewhere. See, we get agitated real quick. We want what we want, but if we don't get it quick, the good spirit in us turn bad. Here it is, we got a good spirit, but we ain't got what we want quick enough, and the good spirit turn bad, and we forget we good. We become hell set on bad. Why? Just because we didn't get what we want quick enough. He said, look here, I ain't leaving you. I look, where you going? You going where now? Whatever, I ain't leaving. See, this is what my elder used to say, keep your eyes on the prize. It's this other stuff that will make you look at something else, and now you forget what your focus is. See, we like those people. We real focused. We have a squirrel. Oh, we gone. Now we completely forgot what it was we was doing because we saw the squirrel. We go to the mall. We said, I've been saving up money for 3 months to get this thing. Get to the mall, get everything. They got this on sale. They got that on sale. Ooh, look at the lights. On the way to the car, as we have our bags and we feel good. Feel good. Right when you go, you realize, I got everything except the thing I came here to get. Now, guess what we also don't have? The money that we saved up to get that thing. But you got a lot of stuff that was on sale. Focus. There are things that are designed to take your focus. This is why the commercial is louder than any other part of your show. You looking at a television show, here come the commercial. The commercial's so loud, you trying to watch TV in the middle of the night. The commercial come on and wake up half your house. Now the kids up. What y'all doing? Trying to watch TV. But the commercials 2 times as loud as the show. Okay, it is meant to take your attention. There are things that the adversary has placed in our path for you to focus on that. Take your eyes off the prize to the point where you don't forget how valuable the prize is. Go ahead.
Bro, can
Go ahead.
Can I add something to that, man? It's,
ahead,
just the same as being in this walk. You say, I want to be part of the maintenance department. I'm going to take care of the maintenance department. And then when you first start out, it's just like you said, it was so exciting. Everything was so valuable. It meant so much to you. Mm-hmm. But over time, the adversary put all these other things, distraction, and slowly get you off the path. And then by the time you open up your eyes, you'll be like, whoa, hold up, why am I here?
Right, well, how I get out over here?
Yeah. So it's the same thing with this walk, man.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely, brother. Very, very, very good analogy. What happens is it happens bit by bit. Mm-hmm. This is why you don't notice it. Because it happens little by little. If all of it happened at one time, we'll be able to notice. Mm-hmm. But it's like losing weight a half pound at a time. Nobody knows. If folks lose a half a pound, they'd be like, you notice? No. Now, when they get up to 10, 12, you know what? You do look like you're losing a little weight. Then they get up to 20, you say, oh, okay, all right, well, you're working. You really working. It's the little bit. Now, if you don't see them at all, and then you see them and they 20 pounds lighter, you be like, oh, you sick? Mm-hmm. What happened? What happened to you? Because you didn't see the gradual part. You just went, one day it was this, the next day it was that. And so when the adversary wants to make things very easy for us to fall, so he very carefully places these things. And all we have to do is be around some other people. Every person that we're around gives us an opportunity for the adversary, the devil, to slide something in our path. See, if he used just one person all the time, he'd say, you know what? As long as if I just get rid of Daryl, life would be easy for me. Listen, we're not gonna make it that easy for you. They gonna spread somebody, Daryl. You take some demons, Keisha. You take some demons, and all y'all go over there and meet him at his house and bring all the demons with you. No. You're not just gonna have one. He's gonna spread that out because he's got to make it happen a little at a time, so you don't notice. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood to view afar off, and they too stood by Jordan. And Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters, and they were divided hither and thither, so that they too went over on dry ground. And it came to pass, when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for you before I be taken away from you.
Now, what if he got ticked off about them other trips? Now, what if he's already upset? Now he's at the point where he said, all right, you've been a good servant. What? While I got the opportunity, tell me, what shall I ask for you? What could I help you with? Go ahead.
And Elisha said, I pray you, let a double portion of your spirit be upon me.
A double portion. Now, wait a minute now. There was spirit that was on Moshe that he took off and gave to the 70 elders. And they were able to help righteously judge the nation of Israel. That was taken from him and distributed among 70. He said, let me get a double portion of what you have. They just walked across about their water dry. Go ahead.
And he said, you was asked a hard thing.
Uh-huh.
Nevertheless, if you see me when I am taken from you, it shall be so unto you. But if not, it shall not be so.
If you see me when I am taken from you. All right, so now, if he already wasn't focused with his eyes on the prize, he sure would be focused. Look here, you go to the bathroom, we go to the bathroom. Is we hungry? Is we thirsty? Go ahead.
And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more. And he took hold of his own clothes, and rent them into 2 pieces. He took up also the mantle of Elijah that fell from him, and went back and stood by the bank of Jordan. And he took the mantle of Elijah that fell from him, and smote the waters, and said, Where is Yahweh Elohim of Elijah? And he went, he also had smitten the waters, they parted hither and thither, and Elisha went over.
Now, so he had this same ability then. Okay, go ahead.
And when the sons of the prophets which were to view at Jericho saw him, they said, the spirit of Elijah does rest on Elisha.
Now, this is the stuff that gets us in trouble right here. Why? Because this is what causes us to worship men. Because we're dealing with a situation of the same spirit that Yahweh had upon a man. Guess what? You need the spirit for the job. You don't need the spirit to hang out at the liquor store to tell people so you can croon. Look at this, listen to this. Boo-doo-doo-boo-boo-boo. No. You don't need a spirit for that. He no longer needs the spirit. Why? He won't be here doing the job. But what we'll do is give that man the spirit of that individual. This is where this can become deadly. Because we're thinking more about who the spirit was last on instead of who the spirit came from. Where did he get it from? Where did Elijah get it from? That it could go on Elisha. See, this is why we say, okay, if I get good get in good with this man, then he'll be able to like give me his spirit when he go on. This kind of stuff get us in trouble. So be careful how you hear this. Go ahead.
And they came to meet him, and bowed themselves to the ground before him. And they said unto him, Behold now, there be with your servant 50 strong men. Let them go, we pray you, and seek your master. Lest peradventure the Spirit of Yahweh has taken him up, and cast him upon some mountain, or into some valley. And he said, You shall not send.
All right, he said no. He gone.
And when they urged him till he was ashamed, he said, Send. They sent therefore 50 men, and they sought 3 days, but found them not. And when they came again to him, for he tarried at Jericho, he said unto them, Did I not say unto you, Go not?
See, sometimes people say, well, you told me to go. No, I didn't. First thing I said was don't do it. But what we do is we keep badgering people until they get ticked out. All right, go ahead. Then we hold that against them. You told me to go. No, I didn't. I told you don't deal with it. You kept asking until you got the answer you wanted. So you got it. There it is. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
And the man of the city said unto Elisha, Behold, I pray you, the situation of this city is pleasant, and as my master seeth, but the water is not, and the ground barren. And he said, Bring me a new cruse, and put salt therein. And they brought it to him. And he went forth unto the spring of the waters, and cast the salt in there, and said, Thus said Yahweh, I have healed these waters, there shall not be from thence any more deaf or barren land. So the waters were healed unto this day, according to the saying of Elisha, which he spake. And he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, you bald head, go up, you bald head.
Now, here's where things take a turn. Now, understand now, he has a double portion of the spirit that was on his master. And now here come some children. When you say foolish talking, I've been called a whole lot worse thing than bald head. I'm a whole lot worse than bald head. Matter of fact, it's bald head. I'm probably coming up. That's how you gonna call me? Go ahead.
And he turned back and looked at them, and cursed them in the name of Yahweh. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tear 40 and 2 children of them.
Now, there are 2 questions here. Was he aware of the power of what he asked for? Does he now become a whole lot more careful with what comes out of his mouth now that he understands what the double portion of that? Because understand now, what he asked for, he had never seen. And what he seen was a seasoned man, excuse me, deal with this power. Now you have foolish talking from some people who couldn't harm him. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how young the kids were, but they wasn't able to do nothing to him physically like that. They just annoyed him, and he cursed them. And that curse took care of them immediately. That was foolish talking. And let's be honest, we've said things way worse than that. So part of the foolishness is not just what you say, but who did you say it to? When the man decided he was going to curse David, it looked at when he cursed Dawid, it was at the most opportune time to do so. He was fleeing. It looked like he was in a weakened state. And the man said everything that he wanted to say. Now, when we look at this, if something doesn't happen right away, we automatically think, hey, I'm good. That man said whatever he had to say. But it was years later that judgment had to come from that foolish talking and those idle words. Those words had no weight. There was nothing he was going to do with those words. He said all kind of things. You bloody man, you such and such. He's yelling everything at the king. Okay? Now, it seemed like it wasn't that big of a deal because the king is at a weakened state. Hey, when that king got ready to come back after this ordeal was over, now all of a sudden he's different now because he now he has come to himself and he realized I said that to a killer. You know, it's something when you realize, you know what? Wasn't that the one that used to sing about how many people he killed? Wasn't that him? Yeah, that's who you was cussing at. You was cussing at a killer. And now he on his way back with the same people who was standing there when you did it. So they got a little pent up animosity to the point where they ask, hey man, come on now. Come on, King, let me go and take care of this business. Let him alone. But we have to deal with something when we start talking about those idle words. When will Yahweh bring that into account? That's something that we have to think about. When it came down to the thing he said against Moshe didn't have to go to Yahweh about that. Yahweh said, come out your three. Moshe didn't have nothing to do with it. He didn't hear it. He didn't know what that was about. They spoke against him. It was foolish talking, and they had to deal with it. But what if Yahweh had waited? Would we even know what the judgment is for? See? Let's go to Numbers chapter 14. Numbers, let's hear what. Before we go there, let's go to Matthew 12. Let's go to Matthew 12 first. Matthew 12, and let's start at verse 38. Let's see what. Started at 33.
33. Either make a tree good and its fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and his fruit corrupt, for the tree is known by his fruit.
All right, so what do we produce? A lot of times we say, well, this person right here is good. All right, well, what did they do good? Well, they're nice. That's not nice. So what did they produce nice? Well, they smile at me. So they smile at you, so they good. What made them good? He said it make the tree good and the fruit good. What is the fruit that proceeds from that tree? See, we quick to call something good because we like it. What is the fruit of that thing? Go ahead.
O generation of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh.
So then those words have a connection to the spirit. Sometimes it's not just bad words spoken to or against someone. There's a bad spirit that's had between those individuals. At least one way. Right?
A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things.
Right. If we entertain the wrong things and evil is in our heart, eventually evil gonna come out of our mouth. And we like to get involved in those alcoholic beverages, and then we say things, and then we blame it on the alcohol. I can't believe what that Hennessy It made me say stuff. No, I didn't. Hennessy didn't put that in your heart. Hennessy kept you from holding it in. It was already in there. Go ahead.
But I say unto you, that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
Wait a minute, that's a long span. When we say something and we automatically think, okay, that might have been wrong, that was such and such. If we don't get judgment in the next hour, it was all right then. Wait a minute. Every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. Not today. Go ahead.
For by your words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned.
All right. So then when the question was, is there an example of what these words are so that we know not to do them? Now, it says these idle words, you shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. All right? Now let's go to Numbers chapter 14. And let's start that at verse 1.
And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moshe and against Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole congregation said unto them, Would Elohim that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would Elohim we had died in this wilderness?
Now, one of the things that we were talking about earlier, when you see a situation where no matter what happens, the people are always in a sad disposition. They constantly, no matter what he showed them, it didn't matter what he showed. He showed them miracles. They got water dividing. They got water coming out of the rock. They got chicken falling from the sky. Can you imagine just staring outside and the whole Popeye's chicken just come down with the sauce? With the sauce? They still not. You can't get them all. They still right back. You give them a blessing, they right back sad. They happy being sad. Soon as they get what they asked for, then they blame somebody else because they got it. Would to God we had just died in Egypt. Ain't that stuff you asked for? What? They just happy being sad. So, he tries to do something, but he eventually, no matter what happened, it's going to get thrown back at him. This is why Yahweh said, Moshe, step out the way. Step out the way, man. I'm about to disinherit them. Wait a minute. Yahweh, hold on, Yahweh. Just, let me talk. Let me say something. Let me talk. Can I get in here? No, man, just step aside. I'll make 12 tribes of Moshe. Because I'm about to kill them. Okay, keep going.
And wherefore has Yahweh brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt?
Now, we don't really understand how vain and foolish these words are. Okay? At this point, we question Elohim and his motives. He must have known what he was doing. This is what we do when we get angry. We question life itself. Why do we even have to have air? Oh, he didn't know he shouldn't have made air. Now the whole everything has to be questioned because we in a bad place. So now, and we don't think about this because right now we just woe is me. I feel some kind of way and I want the whole earth to feel my pain. So now we project it. See, this is why I said when we show the inside of their arms, when we project it, I'm just, we're gonna put it right there and you're gonna throw it. This is where I feel. Okay, he read.
And they said one to another, Let us make a captain.
Here we go.
And let us return into Egypt.
All right, so once we don't get what we want when we want it, now we want to appoint a captain. Now what we don't really understand is now we're betraying Yahweh full-fledged. See, but we're not thinking about Yahweh right now. We think about our way. Go ahead.
And Moshe and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel. And Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Yephani, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes. And they spake unto all the company of the children of Israel, saying, the land which we passed through to search it is an exceeding good land. If Yahweh delight in us, then he will bring us into this land, and give it us, a land which floweth with milk and honey. Only rebel not you against Yahweh, neither fear you the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and Yahweh is with us. Fear them not.
Now, I want you to go back to verse 3 and read verse 3 for me.
And wherefore, as Yahweh brought us into this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey, were it not better for us to return into Egypt?
Now, the statement, was it not better? It says, why did Yahweh bring us out here? That our wives and our children should be a prey? Bad choice of words. Okay. Jump down to verse 20.
And Yahweh said, I have pardoned according to your word, but as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of Yahweh, because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles, which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice.
They have seen my miracles. They've seen the things that I've done. They have tempted me these 10 times, even though they saw all of these things. So there's some, you're not going to be able to persuade them off of the sadness that they have desired, because they just like being sad. You're not going to talk them off of that. This is a place that they got in their heart that they just like to visit. And they have decided this is a permanent vacation. I'm going to go to this place frequently. This is their time. They got their own timeshare in Sadland. This is where they want to go. No matter what he did for them, no matter what he did to them, this is where they're going to be. And Yahweh realized that. He said, look, they too damaged. These people ain't going to be fit. No matter what I do to these people, they're not going to be fixed. So I'm going to have to salvage this. This is when you realize, you got a business and you done put so much in it and you realize, you know what? And there ain't nothing going to grow on this side of the field. I think this is where I'm going to put my garage. I done tried to grow fruit over here about 12 times. Everything I put over here don't let grow. So what you going to do? I'm going to park my wagons over here. See, later on, people ask you, man, why you park your wagons over here? Because every time I tried to grow something over here, it always died. Nothing grows here. So, perfect place to park the wagons. Go ahead.
Surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers. Neither shall any of them that provoke me see it. But my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him, and has followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it. Now the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwelt in the valley. Tomorrow turn you, and get you into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe and unto Aaron, saying, how long shall I bear with this evil congregation, which murmur against me?
Stop. We don't think constant whining is evil. First of all, we think a lot of the whining that we're doing is against Moshe. Because he's the one that has to take it. But Yahweh knows, no, that's me you have a problem with. That's not him. Go ahead.
I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me.
They murmur against me. Now they're not doing all of that murmuring and calling on his name. They're doing a lot of that and going against Moshe. Go ahead.
Say unto them, as truly as I live, said Yahweh, as you have spoken in my ears, so will I do to you.
Now wait a minute. Every idle word that man shall speak, he shall give an account in the day of judgment. Guess what? Sometimes your judgment come today. Mm-hmm. See, sometimes you speak so profoundly that your judgment got to come. Now they finna get their judgment for that word that they spoke. Sometimes it can be so profound that he said, you know what? I'm going to take care of it tonight. Go ahead.
Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness.
Wait a minute. That's what they said was going to happen to their kids. Mm-hmm. See, this is where he took them idle words. This is where sometimes you have to watch what you let come out them lips. Because they spoke their own punishment. They said, oh, this is what you did. Oh, yeah? I tell you what, I'm going to make your lie the truth. Because that's exactly what I'm going to do. But I'm going to twist it. The same ones that you said going to die, watch what I do with them. Go ahead.
And all that were number of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me, doubtless you shall not come into the land, concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb the son of Yephani, sorry, I keep struggling with this word, Yephani, and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones, which you said shall be a prey, them will...
He made a point. But the little ones, I need to make sure, what's my cutoff point? 20 years old is going to be my cutoff point. Why? Because you said the little ones was going to be a prey. You're going to regret saying that to me. Now, them same little ones, you act like you can't protect them, that I put your kids in danger. Watch this. They going to be utterly protected. You the one in danger. They completely safe. Go ahead.
Them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which you have despised.
You have despised. See, sometimes we think that if we act all emotional, it shows our love for something. The fact that they wouldn't hearken under anything that he said showed that they despised the land. See, we have to learn to look at something the way that he looks at it. Just because you gave a big public display of affection don't mean you love something. He said you despised it. You didn't just not love it. You hated it. That's something totally different right there. Go ahead.
Verse 32. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in the wilderness, and your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your whoredoms until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness. After the number of the days in which you search the land, even 40 days, each day for a year.
So he has a complete system, and every part of the system makes sense. A year for a day? You claim it was going to be the younger ones who were in trouble? They walking around waiting for that whole generation to die. Because they know, look, man, we can't go until the last one of them die. Every cough they made, they were like, is it? He spit it out. Imagine some people, they said they go to promised land. Yeah, you can't go because they living. That make you think about those words right there. You think about how hard they thinking about every day. They have to think about those words. You brought us out here so that our children would die. Think about every old step they taking. Them children sitting over there waiting for the last of them to go. They thinking about those words. Because they know once I go, they can go into the promised land. All because of the mouth that we was running. Because we was feeling some type of way. Go ahead.
Shall you bear your lawlessness even 40 years, and you shall know my breach of promise. And Yahweh have said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me. In this wilderness they shall be consumed, and there they shall die. And the man which Moshe sent to search the land, who returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him by bringing up a slander upon the land. Even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land died by the plague before Yahweh.
All right, so even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land, they died by the plague. So what's the other people's problem? They still believe the people who died by the plague. See, we'll act like we're okay. I wasn't with them. But you still got those things swirling around. Yeah. And eventually it comes out. All right. Next question. If a man is married to a Gentile without knowing, is he condemned to the lake of fire if he doesn't divorce her? That's pretty deep right there. And if a man is considering getting married, okay, let's separate these two. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Now, I want to first start at verse 17.
But as Elohim has distributed to every man, as the Adonai has called everyone, so let him walk.
All right, so as Elohim has called everyone, so let him walk. There's a little bit more to that than just what we may do in the walk. Go ahead.
And so ordain I in all churches. Is any man called being circumcised? Let him not become uncircumcised. Is any man called in uncircumcision? Let him not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but the keeping of the commandments of Elohim. Let every man abide in the same calling wherein he was called.
All right, so if a man is married to, it says, married to a Gentile without knowing, how was he called? Did he already have this relationship when he heard about the word? Well, why go and get unmarried because you now know the word? What are we going? We're going to try to unlive all the life? What happened if we had some things and we had fun and we realized that it was evil? So what we're gonna do? I unfund myself. What you gonna do about that? You gonna unfund it? We can't unfund it. It's done deal now. What we have to do is walk forward and deal with the things that we have. And as long as it does not hinder our walk. Now, let's make sure we don't get that mixed up with us making some decisions and then trying to say, well, I didn't know. What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't know? Well, because I had my eyes closed. No. Let's not mix the two of these together. Go ahead, bro.
Are you called being a servant? Care not for it. But if you may be made free, use it rather. For he that is called into the Adonai, being a servant, is the Adonai's free man. Likewise also he that is called being free is the Hamashiach's servant. You are bought with a price. Be not you the servant of man. Brethren, let every man wherein he is called therein abide with Elohim.
All right. So we are called a certain way. It says you are bought with a price. Be not you the servants of men. We will render our gifts unto anybody out in the world. We don't even consider that. Go ahead.
Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Adonai, yet I give my judgment as one that has obtained mercy of the Adonai to be faithful. I suppose therefore that this is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be. Are you bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loose. Are you loose from a wife? Seek not a wife.
Wait a minute. Are you bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loose. If these things don't hinder our walk, then we have to walk in the way in which we were called. But once something starts hindering our walk, we got some decisions we got to make. Simple as that. This way it says, if your right eye offend you, cut it off. You might be married to your right eye. You might be married to your right hand. Go ahead.
But, and if you marry, you has not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she has not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that wept as though they, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoiced not, and they that buy as though they possess not.
All right, let's jump up to verse 1.
Now concerning these things whereof you wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife has not power of her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband has not power of his own body, but the wife.
Yeah, but see, we all say we grown, so we say we do what we want. So then folks say, they married, but they say, you know what? Today I'm gonna change my look. I'm gonna dye my hair fat red and cut off all the sides. I'm gonna look like a red-headed chicken bird. Did you ask anybody who you are within covenant with, is it feasible for you to turn into a red-headed chicken bird? Did you ask anybody? Did you go to the red-headed chicken bird station and they said, this gonna look amazing on you? And you said, I am going to be a red-headed chicken bird. I like it. I'm clucking. Okay. What happened when you get home and they don't like the red-headed chicken bird look? What you gonna do with that? Now, this goes the same for men too, because we go in the barber shop and you get a little, you feel a little good when you go in the barber shop. You know what I'm saying? And people talk you into stuff. You know what I'm saying? Man, you will look so nice if you just go ahead. Let's cut all this off. Let's look like Michael Jordan. So now you go home, and your woman said, where's the rest of your face? Where's the rest? It looked good. It was number 17 on the chart. Okay. We don't understand what not having power over our own body means. That means you don't just make decisions saying, you know what, I'm going to do this. This is the beauty of being single. When you're single, you can just decide, today, I'm going to be a red-headed chicken bird. This is what I'm going to be today. Matter of fact, I'm going to get some bird seed, and then I'm going to give me a nice little place to perch Okay, all right. You have that opportunity. When you get in covenant with somebody, you can't just make those decisions without having some talk. And we don't consider that. We find out when you get home just how much that stuff meant to that person when you come home and you ain't got it. You come home and they're like, well, what happened to that? You know, I just decided it was gonna look cool. I was gonna have a beard, but no mustache. Now your mouth look like a strange body part that I decided I don't want to mention right now. But what? Okay, all right. Moving right along. Go ahead, bro.
Excuse me. Defraud you not one to the other, except it be with consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency.
Incontinency. So as this due benevolence is the time that a man and a wife, a husband and wife, are supposed to spend with one another. And when they don't, Lucifer stands at the door to try and tempt and break up that situation because of the quality time that is not being had. So the adversary, the devil, is now, once again, will throw other things so that our focus gets off of what it's supposed to be on. Now our focus is here, and we have forgotten the things that were originally important unto us. Go ahead.
But I speak this by permission and not by commandment, for I will that all men were even as I myself. But every man has his proper gift of Elohim, one after this manner and another after that. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contend, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but Diluting. Let not the wife depart from her husband, but and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife.
Now, do understand, you can't reconcile to a piece of a dead law. If it is going to hinder that walk, you got to understand, you can try as many times as you want. Reconciliation going to be a problem. Because if you can't walk and do what thus says Yahweh, you're going to have a problem. Go ahead.
But to the rest speak I, not the Adonai. If any brother has a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away.
Right. He's going to put her away because she don't believe in the word? No. Does she hinder your walk in the word? Does she try to stop you in your walk? That is something altogether different. We say, I want my house to be equally yoked. Sometimes you just need your house to equally leave you the hell alone. I'm going over here. Do not bother me. I'm finna go read this. Don't bother me. I'm going to go and keep this. I'm going to pray for you while I'm there. Don't bother me. Done deal. Whether you like it or not, that other person's salvation is sealed. If you take care of that business and they what? Don't bother you. You don't just say, you know what? I'm in this word and I found out this person was a Gentile, or I found out this person was a such and such. What did they do to hinder your walk? Sometimes the only hindrance that somebody gave us to our walk is our ego. Because see, now we keep looking. What you keep looking for? See, now you're looking for how everybody else looking at you. Go ahead.
And the woman which has an husband that believe not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but Elohim has called us to peace.
Right. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases. All right. So with that, the next part of that, it says, and if a man is considering getting married to one, meaning a Gentile, is he breaking a law or a commandment? Now, the first thing, I want you to go to Luke chapter 12. And I want you to read verse 48 for me.
But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of strife shall be beaten with few stripes.
All right. Verse 47, and the servant which knew his master's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. See, here's where we like to compare somebody coming in the word with a situation already, and then we have these individuals who were grown in the word, raised in the word, knowing everything of it, but still think they can make the mistakes of people who were not raised in the word. You're not going to get the same leeway. Just like we ain't going to get the same leeway that our grandparents got. We're not going to be judged the same way that they're going to be judged. My grandmama was taught how to write her name by her daughter. My mama taught her how to write a check. You think her judgment going to be the same as ours? You're sadly mistaken. Go ahead, brother.
For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required.
All right. What have you been given? We said, well, I don't have that much money. I'm sorry. You have been given technology. Much is expected of you. You can have, these kids can talk into the phone and ask the phone to tell me, what shall happen if I do such and such? And that AI will tell you, if you do such and such, you will die a horrible death. And it told you. Then we do it. I didn't know what was going to happen. Wait a minute. I'm looking at your search history and your search. What was going to happen? All right, now I'm looking at the image of your search. Your leg over there. Okay. Your toes over there. This is exactly what it said that was going to happen to you. What you mean you ain't know? You mean you didn't agree with it? See, we speak in code even when we talking to ourselves. We speak in code. You mean you didn't agree with it? You saw it. You didn't like what it said. Our folks ain't had no opportunity to just say something and get an answer. They had to go find a person who might know that. And if they don't know anybody, then they're not getting that answer. He is going to hold us accountable for all this technology that we have. Go ahead, brother. Did you finish that?
No. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more.
All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. See, one of the things that we don't really consider, and because it's a slow happening. Once again, when things happen little by little, we don't notice them. Yahweh said some things to the children of Israel about the covenants that we would get into. And we don't understand the weight of being a chosen people. It is not all glorious. It sounds wonderful, until you understand there's also some responsibilities. It ain't just all good and then you don't have anything that you have to deal with. Deuteronomy chapter 7, let's start at verse 1.
When Yahweh your Elohim shall bring you into the land whither you goes to possess it, and has cast out many nations before you, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than you. And when Yahweh your Elohim shall deliver them before you, you shall smite them and utterly destroy them. You shall make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shall you make marriage with them. Your daughter you shall not give unto his son, nor his daughter shall you take unto your son. For they will turn away your son from following me.
Stop. This has been and still is our biggest problem. We try to rationalize in our own mind that somehow we're going to get past this. But what happens is you find the other individual secretly teaches their culture to the children. And you get to the point that these kids, 20, 23, 24, and all of a sudden you find out they want this, they want that. Where are you getting this? Because the other person been teaching their culture quietly. When by the time we realize it, now we think something happened with the kid. What happened with the kid? Ain't happened with the kid. The kid was watching the other parent. The other parent was slowly inputting their culture. All the while, your culture is showing on the outside. But that other parent is opening up and putting little tidbits of their culture inside. And it's growing inside a place where you can't see how much it has grown. By the time it comes out and shows, it is infested in there. And now you're trying to figure out what happened. It's the secret teaching of the other culture. Yahweh said what was going to happen. They're going to turn your sons from following me. By the time you realize what happened, it's going to be too late. Go ahead.
That they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you.
Stop. Who is Yahweh angry with? Hold on. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Hold on. Who is he angry with? He said he will be angry with you. Not your son. Not your daughter. He's going to be angry with you. Oh, no, we didn't read that. We didn't read that. No, we didn't read that. No. He going to be angry with you. Why? He said, you let it happen. See, we sit back, we let things go for a while, then when it becomes an infestation, now we run around like a chicken with the head cut off, and we all over everywhere. No, he's angry with you. Okay? But see, we like to we say, well, we want to let people be free and make their own decisions. All right? Good?
And destroy you suddenly. But thus shall you deal with them. You shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire.
And see, because we don't want to do those things, well, I don't want to speak too harshly because, my kids go to school with some of those people, so I won't speak harshly, right? And your kids got a few of those guys in their backpack. Go ahead.
For you are an holy people unto Yahweh your Elohim.
This is the problem. No matter what nation of people you decide that you want to intermarry with, they're not holy. I'm sorry if that hurts somebody's feelings. I don't care who that is. Have they fully converted in their heart? Understand the difference when we start dealing with Ruth and Boaz. Ruth changed her worship practices without a man. That change was pure. She said, I'm going with you. Your people gonna be my people. Your God gonna be my God. She had no idea that she was gonna get a Boaz. That everybody talking about, well, my Boaz, I want a Boaz. Why I didn't get no Boaz? We also don't pay attention to, she proposed to Boaz. We don't like that part of the story. Well, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. No, I don't remember that in Tyler Perry movie. That's how we know the story. Right. Go ahead.
And Yahweh your Elohim has chosen you to be a special people unto himself.
All right. He has chosen you to be a special people. Okay. When we do other things, every time we do something else, it is going to be a problem. I don't care who it is. It is so funny. We are so direct when it comes down to losing a bit of our money. We don't think about losing a part of our holiness. Let us lose a few dollars. We don't know. Excuse me, can I talk to Mr. Bank of America? I looked at my account, and there was some stuff missing, and I don't know what these fees are. Yet, we start dibbling and dabbling and losing a part of our holiness, and we don't ask a question. We don't call Yahweh at all. Yahweh, I looked at my holy account, and I see some fees on there. Can you tell me what these fees are for? No, he ain't asked. We care more about our natural money. He says, you are a holy people. We didn't ask or try to see what even is the culture of these individuals. We just go out and see something we like, bring it home, and then try to change it. I found this at the market. It was on sale. Can you alter this to fit my lifestyle? Good luck with that. Go ahead.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth, Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people, but because Yahweh loved you, and because he will keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, has Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Now therefore, that Yahweh your Elohim, he is El, the faithful El, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations.
With them that love him and keep his commandments. Don't tell me about how much you love the Lord, but you can't keep or listen to anything. Just like these people that said, I love such and such, but I'm not going to sacrifice for it. I'm not going to provide for it, but I love it. No, you don't. If you don't provide for it or try to protect it, you don't love it. There's a whole lot of things that we say we love. Have you sacrificed any of your time for it? Some of us, our time ain't valuable, so it don't mean nothing. Because we wasn't doing nothing else anyway. But some people, their time is utterly valuable. He said, all right, what you say you love? What changes you made for it? We can't figure out why is it so important unto us. If you notice, every commercial has a interracial couple on it. It's to the point that you can barely see it's almost like black people don't marry black people no more. Because you can't find a regular relationship on television. Why is that all of a sudden so important? Why is it so important that it has to be on every commercial? It has to be on every movie. Even when you go to work and they have them training programs, you click through the little PowerPoint. Guess what you see? All of that is the same thing. Why is interracial marriage the main thing that we're being shown? Why is that a thing? There's some things that we have to consider here. Keep reading, because I want to go and read something, because there's something that we need to deal with.
Verse 10. And repay them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hated him. He will repay him to his face. You shall therefore keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments, which I command you this day to do them. Wherefore it shall come to pass, if you hearken to these judgments and keep and do them, that Yahweh your Elohim shall keep unto you the covenant and the mercy which he sware unto your fathers. And he will love you and bless you and multiply you. He will also bless the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your land, your corn and your wine and your oil, and increase your kind and the flocks of your sheep in the land which he sware unto your fathers to give you. You shall be blessed above all people. There shall not be male or female barren among you, or among your cattle.
You shall be blessed above all people. Wait a minute. The more we start doing other things, we are taking away from that holiness, whether you want to deal with that or not. And this is about dealing with heathens, period, in general. Because what we're mixing is not necessarily the ethnicity of the people. You have just taken a holy people and mixed it with something else. Now, what's going to come from that in your offspring? We're not considering what we're giving up in some of this process. We are giving up some of the most valuable. First of all, you are merging your holiness with something else. We think we're getting something, but you're actually giving away. You're giving away way more than you're getting. But the nations are making you think that you're the one that's receiving something. You're not. If any holy people procreate with something else, you are the one that's giving, not receiving. And until you get that in your head, you're going to constantly come out of this deal upside down and still happy. Nothing worse than a fool who got robbed coming out smiling. All your money's still in the store. Why are you smiling? You don't even know you got robbed. One of the things that we don't even see because we don't know how valuable it is. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 30.
Real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
Nah, just to add what you're saying and letting you know that you're correct. What you're saying in verse 14, it said, you shall be blessed above all people.
Mm-hmm.
There shall not be a male or female barren among you.
Uh-huh.
We know that our women are very fertile, right?
Uh-huh.
And we know, especially in these days, the interracial thing was going on.
Mm-hmm.
They're mixing it together because, you know.
We are being used to provide babies.
Mm-hmm.
And we not just that, we are providing something else. Go to Isaiah chapter 30. And I want you to read verse 26.
Moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold, as the light of 7 days.
You know what you need to protect you from the light of the sun? Times 7, melanin. We don't even know what we giving up in the deal. Wow. And watch, it doesn't even stay within one generation. Right after we intermarry, those individuals can go back to their own native people, but guess what they take with them? Your melanin. You don't even know what you gave up out of the deal. You done gave up holiness and melanin, and you didn't get nothing out of the deal. You ain't asked for nothing. Because you didn't know the value of what you gave up. If the sun is going to be times 7, you're going to have the spirit. See, now, do not get it twisted. Gentiles who walking in the spirit not going to need melanin. That's what the spirit is for. So who needs the melanin? The ones who know they're evil. They know they're not going to walk according to the spirit. So they've got another plan. They have another plan. And once they get it, they don't need you no more. See, we think we being invited to the party to eat. We didn't know that you'd help. You're not going to stay there. You finna serve biscuits. Once that is gone, you see what starts to happen. Lucifer is reading this book too. You think he's not missing? How does all of a sudden this is the most important thing ever? It used to be you couldn't even find, they wouldn't even put that stuff on TV. That was on every station, every movie, everything. Why is it so important? Lucifer done already told his folk, hey, that sun gonna get real hot. You're gonna have to figure out something. Half of our immunity problems that we have is because we're in a place that we ain't supposed to be in. We have allergies. Why? Because you weren't made to be here. Now, everybody has gone everywhere. And guess what they bring? They bring their own immunity and their own germs. There are certain things that are native to a certain land. When the Gentiles came over here, they almost killed off all the Indians by themselves. Why? Because they brought germs that the Indians weren't used to. This is why they say, oh, we can definitely kill them with the smallpox blanket. They got regular sick. What's happening? They didn't have the immunity for those kind of germs. They were never presented with those. So now you got a melting pot of people. Well, guess what? You also have a melting pot of germs with different immunities based on where they're all from. And now we're mixing all of it and can't figure out what is our problem? Why are we having, excuse me, all these ailments? Yahweh said, separate these people. Let us go down and divide their tongues so that they won't join together. What did the adversary of the devil say? Merge all of them together. The adversary of the devil said, let's do the opposite of what Yahweh said. So we have to then consider some things. We have then sold off our birthright, our holiness, and our melanin. And we love to talk about how Esau is despised because he sold his birthright. We don't really see what we be doing. We don't really see that we selling our birthright. But we'll go in the book and we'll look at Esau. Now, here's the thing. We can't change nothing that was already done. You can't go make nobody unborn. You can't go do all of that. What we can do is walk forward with the understanding that we have. And that means that sometimes we got to have some difficult conversations. But would you rather have that conversation now or have to deal with him that sit on that horse? Now, it say there's a sword that proceeds out of his mouth. You might have got offended when I said something, but I can guarantee you there's no sword come out my mouth. One gonna come out of his. And there's a difference between getting cut and getting stabbed. Cut is a flesh wound. Stab means it went into you. When do we want to address these things? Do we want to deal with it while we have an opportunity? Or do we want to deal with it when Yahshua returns? He said it's going to be a lot of carcasses. If we just going to keep putting things off, then we are making it to where we might be one of those carcasses. And this is not about being perfect, because ain't none of us perfect. This is not what that is. What kind of effort are we going to make? We can give it a perfect try based on our ability. That's something that we can do. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 12. Start at verse 6.
For whom the Adonai loveth, he chasteneth,
Uh-huh.
and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Right. You ain't never got no whooping, I can tell you now. Don't nobody love you. You ain't never got fussed at, I can tell you now. Don't nobody love you. Ain't nobody ever raised their voice at you, I can tell you now. Don't nobody love you. Ain't nobody hurt your feelings to the point where you cried. I'm sorry. Don't nobody love you. I don't know what they told you love is. But love gonna hurt your feelings. Love gonna say some things that you don't want to hear. For whom the Adonai love, he corrects. Ain't nobody ever corrected you and told you you were wrong. I can tell you don't nobody love you. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7. If you endure chastening.
Now we got something. Now we got our part. See, there's the correction part. Now what you do when you get corrected? Now, go ahead.
Elohim dealeth with you as with sons.
Wait a minute. So how you deal with your being corrected is what determines whether or not you a son of Yahweh or a son of the devil? Say what? Okay, keep reading, bro.
For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth?
Wait a minute. He said he don't chasten you, then you must be that other dude's son. That other one, your dad. Did not Yahshua say that? You are of your father, the devil, and the works of your father, the devil, you will do. For he was a liar and a murderer from the beginning. Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
But if you be without chastisement, wherefore all are partakers, then are you bastards and not sons.
Why would he not chasten you? Why would he not correct you? We say, you know what, I'm traumatized. Right. Somebody loves you. Good whooping is supposed to be traumatized. If there was no trauma involved, it didn't work.
It served no purpose.
I can tell you that, you didn't whoop them right. You didn't whoop them right. And sometimes you got to whoop them in here because some of them are very strong-willed. Mm-hmm. You know, so don't go out there getting extension cords and beating your kids. And, I'm gonna beat them harder. No. Sometimes you got to think. See, sometimes we're doing this over here, and you can go over there and say something to a kid, and it hurt them so bad. You don't need to even pull out the switch because you found that one thing that they were chastened by that made them want to make a change. You didn't even have to pull out the switch for that one. We pull out the switch all the time. No. That ain't necessary all the time. Chastening don't always mean whooping. But you correct. You got to get in there. No, this is not how this is supposed to be done. Ain't nobody told you were going to be liked when you did it. And if any man decide that he want to be the head of a household, you need to go ahead and go and look in the mirror. Turn all the lights on. Look directly at your face and say this. Don't nobody like you. All right? Get it in there. Get it. And once you get secure with it, you're going to be able to do your job. Because if you keep trying to be liked, I can tell you what you ain't going to do. Every time it's time to do some correctness, some chastisement, some hurting of the feelings, you ain't going to do it. Because you're trying to be liked. You think Yahweh care whether or not you like him?
I know he does.
He created heaven and earth and all that in the middle. I wonder if Esaac going to be upset with me. You think that's his thought? Go ahead, brother.
Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we give them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the fathers of spirits and live?
No. You know why? Because he's not going to come out of heaven to correct us. He's going to send a servant to do it. And we don't like that. How dare you talk to me like that? Who made you a ruler and a judge over us? All right. Go ahead.
For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit.
He for our profit. He's not correcting you so that he can feel better. He's correcting you so you can do better. He ain't getting nothing out of it. You the one getting something out of it. You just don't know it right now. Because you're in your feelings. And some of us, this is just where we live. We reside on that where we live, 25, 27 feeling lane. What's the name of the city? Woe is me. Yeah. Go ahead.
That we might be partakers of his holiness. Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous.
What kind? If it's being corrected, no, it's not joyous. We forget what it's supposed to be. We forget what we are doing here in this land. We're being corrected. But we still want everything we want. We still want it when we want it. We want it how we want it. And we'll get mad. That's not. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is not the blessing I asked for right here. We're the only people that'll be trying to go to heaven and ask, who the manager? Who the manager? Because this is not the blessing I asked for. I asked for the blue blessing. Yeah, this is more like teal. I didn't ask, can I return this? We're the only people trying to find the blessing return this. Right. Go ahead, brother.
But grievous, nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Wherefore, lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees, and make straight path for your feet. Lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Follow peace with all men, and holiness, without which no man shall see the Adonai. Looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of Elohim, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled, lest there be any fornicator or profane person, as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Right. Now, what was our price to sell our birthright? See, we want to make the birthright one thing. No. What was the price? And you know what's really bad? Is when we sold the birthright and didn't get nothing. We want to talk about Esau. At least he got some beans, man. We sell our birthright and won't get nothing out of it. Because we didn't know how valuable it was. Man, when you look at some of these documentaries and you find what they do in Africa, and these people working barefoot, their hands digging in these mines, getting cobalt, they are doing some horrible work. They're getting $3, $4, $5 a day. They need all of that stuff. All this is made with those things. All these electronic devices. To make sure that Africa stays underfoot, they get all the resources out of Africa, but will not allow them to process or make it. They have everything to make a tablet or a computer. They will not allow them to make it, so that they will never get the strength from their own natural resources that are coming out of their ground. When you don't know the value of something, they're coming out with loads of valuable material. They have changed the value so bad that they're getting $1 for $10,000 worth of stuff. But because they don't know the value, they just gonna show up tomorrow and do the same thing.
Man, priest.
Go ahead, brother.
I think I got a partial answer to a question. It was a statement when I made it to you. I said, man, I really don't know how to truly love, Elohim or, Yah. But I think it's more I don't understand the value of what I am, you know what I'm saying? And praise Yahweh, man, I just got a partial answer, like I said, and I'm gonna move forward with that. That's it.
Well, you know what, brother? It's hard to have love for something when you don't understand how valuable it is. When you think it's just regular, when you think it's just something, when you haven't really understood that, you don't know how to love it. And we haven't understood what we mean to our Elohim. And when we haven't understood that, we don't know what we're supposed to mean to one another. Because we don't know what we mean to him. So now we can't assess the right value on it. It says when a man finds his treasure, he goes and sell all that he have and buy that field, because he realized it is a great treasure in there. He knew the value of it. But when you don't know the value, you just step on it. You mistreat it. We have this amazing legacy in this word, and we're stepping on it because we don't know how valuable it is. Everybody has played with it. They've done all of these things, so we don't see the value of it. And it is exceptionally valuable. And our biggest problem is, because somebody will give it away free, we think it has no value. We thought the word was more valuable on Sunday morning. Why? Because they made us pay for it. That's why you thought it was so valuable. And you ain't getting any word. You get half a scripture. You done spend $400. You got half a scripture for $400. Now we get $1 million worth of game for free and won't send $2. And they made us pay for everything before. We don't understand the value. We gave a whole lot of money for nothing, then get a whole bunch of nothing and won't put $1. We don't know the value. And because we don't know that, it has hindered our ability to show love. This is why we can't see dealing with a blessed people. When we say that this is a holy people, and you have those people when you look at folks who have that vintage drink, when they have those Louis the 14th cognac, we talking about a $8, $10, $15,000 bottle of liquor. You think they'll pour water in it? A $15,000 bottle of beverage? You think they watered it down? You think they added Coke to that when they drunk it? $15,000 and you gonna put a 50-cent Coke in it? You don't understand the value of what's in your glass. When you understand the value of what's in your glass, you're gonna stop pouring high fructose corn syrup in it. But that's all that we got time for tonight. Let's rise up and face the east. And we're going to leave out with a prayer. Abba Father, Most High Covenant Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Abba Father, we thank you for giving us another opportunity to read out of the legacy that you have left unto us. We pray, Abba Father, that these words that you allow to be read on this night, we pray, Abba Father, that it would resonate in our hearts and our minds and our spirits, that, Abba Father, it may direct us closer to you. For this is the reason for us to do the things that we do, that we may be able to become closer to you. We know that our forefathers had all of these things readily available unto them, but they did not understand the value of what was given unto them. We pray, Abba Father, that you would allow us to understand the value of your word, the legacy that you left unto us, and what we are to be unto you. Please, Abba Father, direct us in these things. And if we ever get off the path, we pray that with your loving and tender mercy, that you would come back, get us, and put us back on that path. We pray, Abba Father, not just for those that are with us. For Abba Father, we have a family of all ethnicities, Abba Father. They have decided with their whole heart that they are going to serve you, Abba Father. And your word says that your house shall be a house of prayer for all nations. We pray, Abba Father, that when we preach who we are to be, we pray, Abba Father, that it doesn't cause those that will come unto you to have any kind of low self-esteem, because you are the maker of all men, not just one man. You are the maker of all. And we pray, Abba Father, that as we preach the love for our people, we pray, Abba Father, that it is not interpreted as hate for somebody else. We ask these prayers in Yahshua HaMashiach's holy and divine name, to whom rule, power, honor, majesty, and might was given forever and ever. Amen and hallelujah.